Here, Lori and Brady Bonds hate. I've nicknamed it the backup noise of AT&T and their bloody hands. Lori, personal knife in the back, hatred. You see that? You hear that? You check your child's lifeline right then and there, 424-229-4140. And then you call with all AT&T employees, all Mormons, all Muslims, all Chinese on speakerphone. You find out what else they're doing by calling them 24/7, applying noise in that fashion outside their homes, calling them 24/7. And you will find out what else these folks are doing to compromise the security of our nation and your family. 24/7. Tell them you got the time and the date on your phone. You got Randall Stevenson's bloody hands getting even bloodier, altering phone records past decade. What do you know about that? The lower ones will tell you what the executives are doing. Promise. That's with all of them. Mormon, Muslims, Chinese, and AT&T. Do that for America, for your family. Try to call me with them on speakerphone and get the truth out about what else they're involved in. Hear AT&T's hatred? Call them on it. 424-229-4140. Make a video of you trying to call me. That's my number. With all AT&T employees on speakerphone, home, office, cell phone, landline. Get them on that day off. They've been smoking some weed. They just come home from the bar. Randall Stevenson, CEO of AT&T, has been overworking them. Get them at that right time and they will tell you what else Randall Stevenson's bloody hands are doing, other than compromising our security with easily documented censorship that reporters aren't reporting on. So, yeah, do a little intel for America, get them a little angry. Oh, here's an idea they gave me. Park your fleet of noisemakers outside of every AT&T employee's home. Get them a little angry and you'll find out what else AT&T is doing to compromise our security as a nation and as families and as individuals. Here right after the burned child's mom handing out AT&T's numbers across the country to have everyone park addresses too, to have everyone park the noisemakers outside of any lower levels will tell you about the upper levels, any AT&T employees' homes. Call them 24/7. You get the truth out of them about Randall Stevenson's CEO's bloody hands. They can easily turn that off. You just saw that happen. That thing made noise coming in. You get the truth out of them. You call them when Randall's just had them turn off the phones for a house that's going to be burned and children and adults being burned in that house. Get them with that pang of guilt and they'll tell you exactly what Randall's been doing. Hear AT&T's hatred, call them on it. Pick up your family's lifeline and try to call me. Make sure you get the date and the time in your video and explain that every one of AT&T's 150 million subscribers should do what you're doing. Make a video of AT&T's CEO, Randall Stevenson's bloody hands. Hijacking your lifeline as you try to call me for over a decade, and you know it's been going on longer than that. That's just how long I've been asking you to check your lifelines with Flight 93 checks. Altering phone records to get his hands, the company's hands, as the monopoly out of control, even bloodier. Get it on video and come see me in person. Tell me what you think about our hijacked lifelines, and remember, call them 24/7. Most of the AT&T employees, and that includes Spectrum next door with the Lori's hatred backup noise, they don't make that $2 million, is it, paycheck each year that Randall Stevenson in Dallas does. So you call them up 24/7, give them when they come home from the bar, or they just got some drugs, had a fight with a girlfriend, Randall asked them to do something off the books that turned their stomach. You call them 24/7, you park a fleet of noisemakers. That's what AT&T has done with Spectrum next door. Park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes, and they will tell you what else they're doing to compromise the security of America besides hijacking a family's lifeline and then altering phone records to cover it up. This is Easter Sunday. Me and Gold alone on Easter Sunday because of the devil Lori, her hatred, personal knife in the back, and a whole lot of impersonators as well. This is my A list. Not necessarily best, but just A for Flight 93 chicks from last month. I'm going to put this up at the front, hopefully. That is the dangerous Mormon Muslim cults. Mormon cult, Muslim cult. Chinese on hand, desperate as anything. Setting off a fire alarm on Easter Sunday to terrorize a man in a wheelchair. Do those military children's burn unit Flight 93 checks with all of Solari Enterprises and enjoy this collection, and make sure you pick up that phone and make a video of your hijack call to me right now. I see a vapor trail or two. Yeah, I'm not through. Just in case we're going to make a nice be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of children. And truth, make that video. If you're hijacked, call to me. Put that spotlight. America's Hijacked Lifelines. You got the time and the date in your video. You got my number dialed. You got AT&T's PHONEGATE. Yeah, they're on the opposite side of children and truth. So, yeah, call up all AT&T employees and try to call me with them on speakerphone. Find out what else they might be involved in, because they don't make as money, your average AT&T employee, as that millionaire CEO in Dallas, Randall Stevenson, getting his hands bloody, hijacking America's lifelines, and then even bloodier, altering phone records to cover them up. So call them up 24/7, and they'll tell you what else they're involved in. You get them when they come home from the bar, they're doing their drugs. Randall Stevenson asked them to do something that turned their stomachs, you know, off the books, and they got a pang of guilt. Get them at that moment when they just had that fight with the girlfriend or husband, and they'll tell you what else. Besides, hijacking your lifeline as you try to call me, you don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work, and compromising our security as a nation and as families and individuals. Make that video. Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of the children, and truth. Melton's imagery. Find 29,000 plus graphic arc photos. It's my AT&T livelihood. Yours as well. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me. 424-222. Oh, excuse me. I'm a handsome bald guy. I have trouble doing two things at once. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me. 424-229-4140. Not one Flight 93 taking a decade of asking. Yeah, that's Senate subcommittee kind of stuff right there. Whatever boring thing you get, yeah, when you call up countless other customers and you get that, that's your AT&T livelihood as well. So because the Mormon and Muslim folks in the apartment down below are harassing a man in a wheelchair who's telling you all about your family's hijacked lifeline, easily documented hijacked lifeline, I'm making a quick video of 4x6 photos, print my stuff out, repost it, post it, make videos of it with better cameras than mine, and yes, make that video of all cops in Utah on speakerphone, all officials too, as you try to call me with them on speakerphone. What do you know about this? He's been asking for a decade. What's your part in that? When else would my family's lifeline not be allowed to work because of what you're doing in Utah? Remember to make that video of their response for that Senate subcommittee stuff. Time on your phone, number dialed. Date as well in your video. You got PHONEGATE. The Mormon cult's PHONEGATE. Remember, they're the perverts that case your neighborhood when the only ones home are your kids after school. Get them on video doing that and honk at them to let them know the Lord, America, and you are watching. Here, AT&T paying close enough attention to turn off louder than usual. They've been presenting a low-key noisemaker whenever this camera or my Nikon is on. You don't need to believe that or think that they're doing that. All you have to do is pick up your phone, your child's lifeline. And you do that military children's burning it check whenever you hear a car, a truck backing up. You find out what AT&T is up to, their treason, by simply trying to call me with them on speakerphone 24/7. You get the whole world calling them to find out what part they have in America's hijacked lifelines. It's easy to do. You make that video, you post that video. You tell them you can alter phone records all you want. AT&T, we got your bloody hands on video. All AT&T employees, they park a fleet outside of my home. You park a fleet outside of their home, and you find out what else they're doing to compromise the security of our nation besides hijacking America's lifelines. Post. The devil Lori, pressing the knife in the back, stole beauty today. And you're going to see some nice examples. Because those with high-tech toys that hate beauty were on hand. Thanks to that video of AT&T's hatred of your family. As you don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work, put all their numbers, all AT&T employees, on the backs of these 5. Oh, they come in a smaller size. You don't even have to use the 5s, but call them up 24/7, 365. And you try to call me with them on speakerphone. You ask them, what else are you getting your hands bloody in? You call them enough, 24/7. You park your noise makers outside of their homes, and they will tell you what Randall Stevenson, CEO of AT&T, is getting his hands bloody with, aside from compromising our security as families and as a nation, by hijacking lifelines and altering phone records to cover them up. Here's the devil's hatred. AT&T's bloody hands, Laura E., personal knife in the back, backup noise. Tell America to make a video of their hijacked lifelines. I've been asking for Flight 93 checks for over a decade. I have yet to get that first one. So you make the video, you post the video, whatever you get. When you don't get me, gonna be boring. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. It's not gonna be boring if you need the firemen, the police, and paramedics. So get it on video. AT&T's bloody-handed PHONEGATE. Tell everyone you know to do the same. Time and date and your video. My number dial. Tell them as you call all AT&T employees up 24/7 and you park noisemakers like that, they've got a fleet out there to harass a man in a wheelchair telling you the truth about your hijacked lifelines. You got the time, you got the date, you got whatever boring thing you get. When you don't get me, phone ringing, air busy signal that's not going to be boring if you need the fireman, police, paramedic. Tell them you got their PHONEGATE on video. And I guarantee you, you call them often enough, you park those noisemakers, you get them when they're high, you get them when they're drunk, you get them when they're overworked. They will tell you what else Randall Stevenson is doing to compromise the security of our nation and our families. Yeah, he's the CEO in Dallas of AT&T. Here AT&T's hatred, call them on it. You're trying to call me, Melton, 424-229-4140, and you want to know why America's lifelines are being hijacked. When you do, not one Flight 93 check in a decade of asking. Call up all AT&T employees, try to call me with them on speakerphone. Get them on that bad day. Randall's been overworking them or something like that, and they will tell you what else they're doing. Some of them might not even know. They'll tell you what else they're doing besides hijacking America's lifelines and getting their hands even bloodier, altering phone records to cover that up. Here AT&T's bloody hands, that's them threatening your family. Try to call me right now, 424-229-4140. That's AT&T openly conducting harassment techniques. They bought Spectrum. Because I've been asking for a 93 check. That's you picking up your family's lifeline and reaching me. Oh, if you don't make a video, whatever boring thing you get, it's not going to be boring. You need the firemen, police, paramedics, and no mail in that time either. It's a mail truck over there. But AT&T's Randall Stevenson has his hands as bloody as they can get. He put the screws on his mega monopoly corporation. You call them up 24/7 when they just got home from the bar, when they've been doing their drugs, they had a fight with a girlfriend, Randall's overworking them, and you call them up 24/7, you park a noisemaker outside of their homes, and I guarantee you they'll tell you what else. Jesus guarantees you they'll tell you what else they are doing to compromise the security of our nation and threaten your family and our nation. Remember to post. It's hatred, commercial on TV or in a parking lot next to you. Make that video of America's hijacked lifelines, 424-229-4140. And AT&T, I've noticed more often lately you are turning that hatred noise, the louder ones especially, off the second I pick up the phone, my digital camera. Keep listening, AT&T. Keep watching. You're going to learn something as you back out of the threat to America's security business. Call all AT&T employees, get them on speakerphone as you try to call me. Melton, time, date in your video. Call them up 24/7 and those lower level employees will tell you what the upper level is doing besides coordinating hatred noise and turning it off real quick. Fleet of noisemakers outside of that man's home, and he will tell you what threat to security he is actively involved in as a AT&T employee. That one right there, scurrying around the back to hide, knowing what he's doing is wrong. He will tell you exactly. You park that noisemaker outside of these folks' homes. These AT&T employees on hand at Spectrum are making it incredibly personal. So you get them yelling and screaming what else they are involved in to compromise the security of your family in America. You try to call me with them on speakerphone, 424-229-4140. You get them angry. Get them when they're overworked, just smoked their dope, and they'll tell you what else they're doing to hijack America's lifelines off their phone records, and besides that, what else they're doing to compromise the security of America. Make sure you get that on video. Get them screaming it out. I guarantee you park noisemakers outside their homes, they'll do that. Remember to post. Paper trail. Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of children and truth. Make that video right now of whatever you get when you don't get me. 424-229-4140, not one Flight 93 check in over a decade of asking, no certified mail, no non-certified mail, no FedEx, no UPS. That's a lot of AT&T phone records. That's AT&T's bloody hands. Oh, you can find this 4x6 photo with a lot of those others. Follow the links on Vote Test Truth. In with the big collection if they're not in their own little folders with the big fives or near the big fives. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of children and truth. The other side, opposite side of AT&T. Hear AT&T's hatred? Call them on it. All AT&T employees, you put them on speakerphone, you put their numbers on the back so they're verified, and you do some intel for America. That's not a furniture company. AT&T is a threat to our security. I've been asking for 9/11 Flight 93 checks for over a decade, and I have yet to get one. So Randall Stevenson bought Spectrum to harass a man in a wheelchair, and you, that's your family's lifeline not working. As you try to call me for that decade, make that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, time on your phone, number dialed, and all AT&T employees on speakerphone. You get them on that day off when they had a fight with a girlfriend, they're doing their drugs, and they will tell you what else they're doing to compromise America's security. Keep calling it 24/7. You put those noisemakers outside their homes. Do some intel for America. Employees and ask them why they are threatening your child. That's noise, that's harassment for political and religious and business reasons, for whatever corrupt thing Randall Stevenson's using his company to do. So you call up all of his employees as if your success will depend upon which people, which children in those families Randall targets next as AT&T CEO. 24/7, you call them up, you try to call me, 424-229-4140, you got the time on your phone, you got the number dialed. These folks here, AT&T, Muslim, Mormon, cult terrorists on hand Easter Sunday, set off a fire alarm to terrorize a man in a wheelchair. That shows you their character. So you call for the children 24/7, you try to call me with them on speakerphone, they'll crack. They've had it easy for a long time. They'll crack, they'll tell you what Randall Stevenson's bloody AT&T is doing to compromise the security of your family and America. Get them to tell you. Get them screaming. Park a fleet of noisemakers outside of their homes and get them screaming. Do whatever you have to do for America, for the kids. Post. Hear AT&T's hatred? Check your family's lifeline. You got the time on your phone, you got the number dialed. You got AT&T's PHONEGATE. If you thought your AT&T phone, your lifeline, worked slowly in an emergency, here's your opportunity to see that's not just your imagination. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. America to check their lifelines. Whole lot of imagery, whole lot of videos. Not one. So you make that video and right now, and then you call up all AT&T employees, put them on speakerphone, you try to call me and tell them. I've got the time on my phone, I got the date, Melton's number dialed, I've got AT&T's bloody hands. Worried enough about those bloody hands to alter phone records to cover up their crimes. But all of America has PHONEGATE on video. Hear AT&T's hatred? Tell all 150 million subscribers, all Americans, to make that video of America's hijacked lifelines. Not one Plate 93 check in over a decade of asking, with a whole lot of 93 check imagery, including this. I'm Melton. Make that video right now. If you hijack, call to me 424-229-4140 and call up all AT&T employees. Place a fleet, well, place at least one noisemaker outside their homes, that like Randall Stevenson has parked a fleet of noisemakers outside of my home. Harassing the man in a wheelchair who's been telling you about your family's hijacked lifelines for over a decade. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, call up all AT&T employees, tell them I've got the date and the time on my video here, in my video, and my hijack call to Melton. I've got, you can alter phone records all you want. I've got AT&T's bloody hands, their PHONEGATE on video. It's affecting our security as a nation and as families. Get it on video and call up all those folks. Place noisemakers outside their homes, call them 24/7. Find out what else they're doing, besides hijacking America's lifelines and altering phone records covered up. This hatred, tell everyone in a burn unit, family members who have folks in burn units, to try to call me with their AT&T phone, their lifeline. Get it on video. AT&T's active part in America's hijacked lifelines post. See a couple of vapor trails? Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of children and truth. Opposite side of AT&T. Make a video of your hijack, call to me right now, 424-229-4140. I'm Melton, John Melton Brady. Make that video, post that video. You got the time and the date in your video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, whatever boring thing you get. It's not going to be boring. You need the firemen, police, paramedics. It's money out of your pocket every day. So make that video, post that video, and yes, call up all AT&T employees and put them on speakerphone and try to call me. Ask them what else is your company doing. The lower level ones will tell you what the upper level ones are doing. They don't make as much, I think $2.5 million a year. Randall Stevenson with those bloody hands in Dallas, Texas. They don't make as much, so you call them up 24/7 when they just got home from the bar, when they smoked their dope. Randall asked them to do something off the books that turned their stomachs. And yeah, you call them 24/7, park a fleet of noisemakers outside their home, and they will tell you what else Randall Stevenson's getting that phone monopoly's hands bloody with. Make the video, post the video. America's hijacked lifelines, compromising our security. Make that video right now of America's hijacked lifelines. AT&T, their active participation in it, their threat to our security as a nation and as families. Call up all AT&T employees 24/7, park noisemakers outside their homes. They've parked a fleet next door. Bought Spectrum to harass a man in a wheelchair telling you about your family's hijacked lifeline for over a decade. Now don't take my word for it. Make that video time on your phone. Number dialed 424-229-4140. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me, it's not going to be boring. When you need to fire and place paramedics, it's money out of your pocket, your AT&T livelihood every day. So that whoever's at the top of your business can be at the top of your business. So get that on video and call them up 24/7. Ask them why are they actively harassing a man in a wheelchair, Randall Stevenson's company. AT&T, and each and every employee. The lower level ones, you be a little mean, you call them 24/7, you park those noisemakers outside of their homes, they will tell you what Randall Stevenson is doing to compromise the security of our nation, your family. They're not a furniture company. They are a threat to America as a dangerous phone monopoly, so get them on video doing that. Today, and tell them you can get your hands bloody hijacking America's lifelines and then altering phone records to cover up your bloody hatred, but all of America has your PHONEGATE on video, Randall. Here, Glorious Hatred, 911, Flight 93, checking post and file. Trying to call me? You want to know why America's lifelines are being hijacked when you do? 424-229-4140. Not one Flight 93 check in a decade of asking. AT&T's worried enough about it to buy Spectrum. Yeah, I know it's a big company all across America. Bought Spectrum to harass a man in a wheelchair. It's a closed parking lot next door, and they play that harassment lorry noise to irritate and to, yes, harass a man in a wheelchair and you. That's your family's lifeline not working. As you try to call me, and you don't know when this won't be allowed to work, call all AT&T employees, and yes, park your fleet of noisemakers or just one vehicle outside of each and every AT&T employee's home. You call them up 24/7. Lower level ones will tell you they don't make as much as Randall Stevenson, CEO in Dallas there. They'll tell you, you get them when they come home from the bar, they've been smoking their dope. Randall Stevenson had them do something off the books that turned their stomach. They got a pang of jealousy, not jealousy, a pang of conscience. You'll get them. Find out what else. Oh, I was just looking in the mirror in there in the bathroom and thinking how so many are jealous. Very seriously. Make that video. Call them up 24/7. Find out what else their hands are bloody with that they're worried enough about to alter phone records to cover up. Yeah, see if one of them will spill the beans about what AT&T was doing with 9/11. Can't reach me right now, 424-229-4140. That's America's hijacked lifelines. Political, religious censorship that placed a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Make that video, post that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me. And yeah, find out what else they're planning. Another Saudi Arabian 9/11 through Utah. Here is Simon. Do a military children's burn unit, Flight 93 check. See AT&T's bloody hands and get it on video. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail. No FedEx, no UPS. Gonna send me a letter, make sure you get it on video first. It's gonna be stolen, and yes, I do tell folks in my videos here to send me something with a GPS. If it's got my address on it, it's gonna be stolen. All I get are bills. Send that thing with the GPS and watch it get stolen. And use that GPS to find out where America's stolen mail warehouses are. It affects our democracy. Bet you'll find a lot of the unsuccessful campaigns, political campaigns, their flyers, their mailers. Bet you'll find a lot of those. Make that video, post that video. Tell everyone else to do the same. It takes 5 minutes. Just make that video of your hijack call to me. Do that right now. And yes, you can't respond to registration links. That's Hussein saying we can't have all those Christians voting. You can imagine what they'd vote for. Hear AT&T's bloody hatred? 9/11. Flight 93 check and posted by not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. That's a whole lot of AT&T altered phone records caught red-handed on video. Call up all AT&T employees. Put them on speakerphone. You try to call me. Tell them you can alter phone records all you want. I've got the date, the time in my video, and Melton's number dialed, and I don't like you hijacking my family's lifeline and then altering phone records covered up. What do you know about Randall Stevenson's other efforts with bloody hands? And they will tell you. You call them up 24/7, especially those lower level employees, and they will tell you what Randall Stevenson and the executives are up to. Just park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes. Call them 24/7. They'll tell you. And remember to be the reporter. And that reminds me, call me up, try to, in front of all reporters and on speakerphone as well. Show them how to do their job. And remember to mail me anything with a GPS. Watch the devil getting his hands bloody, hijacking lifelines, also stealing mail. Locate America's stolen mail warehouses, and yeah, be that reporter about it. Hear AT&T's hatred, call them on it. See that commercial on TV? Hear their hate next to you. Make that video with all AT&T employees on speakerphone, at home, at work, 24/7. Landline, cell phone. Try to call me, Melton, with them on speakerphone, and tell them you can alter phone records all you want. Melton has been asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check for over a decade without getting one. You can alter phone records all you want. That just means you're getting your hands even bloodier. Conducting political, religious, and business censorship so openly. Remember to post. Be the reporter. They're not doing their job, so those reporters how to do their jobs in front of them. and on speakerphone. Time on your phone, date, and you're trying to call me. AT&T is getting their hands bloody, hijacking your family's lifeline. 9/11, Flight 93 checking posts and files with all AT&T employees 24/7. Find out what else they're planning. Do they have another Saudi Arabian? Do they have another Saudi Arabian? 9/11 through Utah planned? We'd like to know. You seem to be over the top and taunting and harassing a man in a wheelchair, and your families all across America. That's your lifeline not being allowed to work. As you tried to call me. Just some of these, I hope to get them all in one big video. Screenshots from just May 2019. Make that video, post that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, I hope to get up on OneDrive on my Links Excel, the SoCam at Live one. Update today, if not tomorrow. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. You get those cowardly, excuse me, Hussein places. How did they place a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins? Yeah, your family's lifeline not working. Whatever boring thing you get when you try to call me, phone ringing, error message, busy signal. Not going to be boring if you need the firemen, police, paramedics. It's money out of your pocket every day. Your AT&T livelihood. But that, yes, when you're a politician, that means, yeah, you get that boring thing, you're calling up countless other folks to tell them what to vote for, who to vote for. Yeah, that's how they placed a cowardly Hussein in our White House, Senate subcommittee kind of stuff. Americans for unhijacked lifelines and fairly elected officials in the screenshot there. That's how they did that. Remember, make that video. You got the time, you got the date in your video. You're trying to call me, Melton, 424-229-4140. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me, it's not going to be boring, yes, and it's money out of your pocket, your AT&T livelihood. But the most important thing is your hijacked lifeline. America's compromised security with AT&T next door. Bought Spectrum to harass a man in a wheelchair. Make that video, and yes, send me anything, put it in the mail. If it's got my address on it, it's going to be stolen by those getting their hands bloody hijacking your call to me. I saw it. I see a terrorist that worked from 2010, I think. Those getting their hands bloody hijacking your calls, and that'd be AT&T, yes, and others. Worried enough about their crimes getting caught for them that they're altering phone records to cover that up. You explain to every AT&T employee. You got the time and date on your video. You got your hijack call to me. You got AT&T's PHONEGATE. The reason for, oh, that's the Devil Lori's number, 9776 at the end. The reason for the Mormon, Muslim, AT&T, Chinese, watch call list. Oh, put them all on there. Call them up 24/7. Try to call me. 424-229-4140. Ask them, what else are you involved in? Besides America's hijacked lifelines. Yeah, are you planning another Saudi Arabian 9/11 for us? They will tell you. You call them up often enough, you get them when they just got high, or they just got drunk, or they just had Randall Stevenson getting his hands even bloodier, having them do something off the books that turned their stomach. They got a pang of guilt over it. You give them at just that right time, they'll tell you. Do that. A lot of those folks aren't getting as much money as Randall Stevenson. So yeah, when you see those Mormon cult perverts casing your neighborhood, when the only ones home are your kids after school, and you know about those Muslim missionary work, don't you? Yes, 9/11. Remember to honk at those Mormon perverts casing those neighborhoods when the only ones home are the kids after school. I know I got you somewhere. Honk at them. Let them know you're watching. Let all the folks on the Mormon, Muslim, Chinese, AT&T watch call list. Let them all know that America is keeping an eye on them. The Lord and America are keeping an eye on them. (424-229-4140). Try to call me. Them on speakerphone. Yeah, my muscles are finally kicking in. We'll have to end the video. I will load def it and have it in tomorrow's. Yeah, Taliban, Osama, from both the patio over to my left and just now talking about the Taliban. In AT&T's parking lot with a whole lot of folks. Find out what else they got planned. They got all those connections right there. 24/7 park complete noise makers outside their homes. Find out. Do some intel for America. Prevent that next Saudi Arabian 9/11. 24/7, 365 noise and calls for all of these folks. Making it personal with a man in a wheelchair and you. That's your family's lifeline being hijacked as you try to call me.